Hi, team. Hope everybody's doing well. Today we are talking about poetry. I had somebody who worked for me once who said she was doing really poorly in her English class and that she had to write poems, but she wasn't good at it and she was getting D's on all her poems. So I taught her that this was the way that I do poetry, and I'm hoping that it will help you too. So she didn't like the act of writing a poem, but poems, she did like music, and poems are the lyrics of a song. That's just really a poem. It's a longer poem frequently, but a poem just the same. So even if you just take the refrain of a song, that you can take as inspiration for a poem. Obviously, don't copy it. Okay, so in a poem, when your teacher asks you to write a poem, so for instance, on this young lady that I worked with, what she was told to do was write 5 poems. It could be on anything that she wanted. She was not doing iambic pentameter. She just had to write 5 poems. And so I just asked her to pick 5 random words, and then we were going to write poems. I did one as an example for her, and then I let her run with the rest. But basically, you want to use descriptive words or motivational words or words that emote something, make you feel something, so that by the end of your poem, people have had some kind of feeling, okay? So let's just take a random word, brick. I'm just gonna randomly pick the word brick for my poem. I might make that the title. By the time I'm done with it, I might change the title and I might say something that relates more to my actual poem. So what do I feel about a brick? Bricks make homes, bricks make buildings. So to me, bricks are very stable. So I'm going to write stability. It's creating something, it's building something. So I'm going to say creation. And I already mentioned to you that like homes can be built out of it. So I might just then also finish my first line with a home. And the reason I'm putting a capital letter, some of your teachers won't like this, so don't do it if they don't like it. But for me, it's because I'm trying to say something specific about the brick, and I'm going from one thing to the next. So I'm saying bricks are very stable, and they can create things. And in fact, in this case, I'm saying they create a home for me, okay, for me and my family. So then the brick can become the family basis, right? Because the home is the basis of your family. So you might say family strength, like the brick of my home. Well, here, let's do that on the next line, like the brick of my home. Okay? And then you want to kind of pull that story back around. So if you're talking about your family and you live in a brick home, maybe you don't, but you can just make that up. But if you live in a brick home, then you can talk about if the family became broken, like if you're from a divorced family, or maybe on the flip side, you live with grandma and grandpa, so your family's very large that lives in the home. Then you can say all in one, one and all. 1,000 bricks. A 1,000 words. A 1,000. So I want to finish that. So what I'm saying is that with the brick being in your home, it's a whole lot of bricks that make one home, and then you're all the pieces in the home, so you're like a brick. So 1,000 bricks are like 1,000 words that happened in the home, 1,000 meals. So something that you do a lot. And then you want to just basically close it out. Something like, this is a little bit weak, but my family is as strong as that brick. So you want to make something like that. And so So you might say, as the brick can't be broken, well, be easily broken, neither the bonds of my family. Okay? So then if you read it out loud to yourself, you just say brick is the title. Okay, let's underline that perhaps. Stability, creation, a home. Family strength, like the brick of my home. All in one and all. 1,000 bricks, 1,000 words, 1,000 meals. As the brick can't be easily broken, neither the bonds of my family. Okay, so that's a poem. It's not a rhyming poem or anything like that, but it's a story and it's supposed to give you a feeling about the strength of your family. Or you might flip this: if the bonds were broken, then you can say something like, the house fell down, the bricks strewn across the lawn, or something like that. So you just want to kind of tell a story. All right. Now, there's other times you can do a really, really brief poem and still be impactful. So let's say, I'm going to call this one The Hand. Okay. So on the hand, right now I'm going to try and emote something sad. So I'm going to say, large and injured, searing pain, one small flesh wound, one small flesh wound, and we want to say it becomes something larger, invades my brain. Okay, so large and injured, searing pain, one small flesh wound invades my brain. So you can take this, you can tell if your teacher wants you to explain the poem, you can tell it many different ways. You could say, I shook somebody's hand and they, did it so hard, it hurt my hand and it felt like pain all the way up to my brain and basically gave me a small wound. I had a bruise, and it just made me think that person was trying to show their dominance over me. Or it could literally be that you accidentally touched a firework and you did get injured. And for days you felt that pain because that's how pain works. It goes up to the nerves in your brain. So these are some kind of simple examples of how to do poems, and I invite you to try that yourself. Just try and make things that are words that mean something to you, or at least that you can tie into some kind of story with. It really should be possible to do with darn near any word or phrase. Just think of something that interests you. It could be music. It could be like almost in your head, like do it like you're thrumming along. Music, rock it out, rock it out. You can make it repetitive. You can find a way to add in rhymes. You just have to be careful that the rhymes are really rhymes, because sometimes words seem like rhymes and then you say them out loud and they're not. So I hope this was helpful. If you have specific questions, let me know.